Michael St. John back with you on USWA Wrestling. Earlier tonight, right here in the Sportatorium, a match involving Eric Embry and superstar Bill Dundee took place, and what a wild affair it is. Strange bedfellows now exist. Eric Embry teaming with gorgeous Gary Young. That is a special tag team match coming up this coming Friday night at the Sportatorium against superstar Bill Dundee and Billy Joe Travis. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of the match between Embry and Dundee and what transpired. Superstar Bill Dundee going to attempt to regain this belt right here and now. Referee Tony Falk taking the belt away from Embry, and we're underway.
Well, just like Eric Embry said, he is the Texas heavyweight champion. This is Dallas, Texas. This is his home. He made his name here, and all these people behind me are calling Eric Embry a traitor. But what I call Eric Embry is a man with fortitude, and I call him the Texas heavyweight champion.
I am still shocked over the events that have occurred. I am especially shocked that the man that is now standing in Eric's corner, Tojo Yamamoto, an arch enemy of Eric Embry for so many years, is now his mentor. What possessed Eric Embry to join forces with this diabolical manager, Tojo Yamamoto? Wait a minute, we've been asked to give the microphone.
Eric, let me tell you something. Let me have it. Eric, I want to set the record straight right now. I've known you a long time, a lot longer than any of these people. But what you have done, and looking at you right now, makes me sick to my stomach.
Referee Tony Falk admonishing Eric Embry right in front of us.
Yeah, but this is a referee already telling you before the match gets started. He's already showing his prejudice against Eric Embry.
Embry quickly on the floor, and Bill Dundee on him like a duck on a June bug. Dundee throwing the chair at Embry. Holy Toledo, is this man possessed to win this belt back or what? There's a kick to Tom Pritchard that almost nailed me. Superstar Bill Dundee right above our table here at ringside. Embry's got the chair in the ring. Being tossed out, Dundee catches Eric off the ropes. There's the sleeper. It could be over before it starts, Tom.
I tell you, if I was Eric Embry, I might stop the match right now and ask for another referee with an opinion like that right off the bat. I think Eric Embry better have his eye not only on superstar Bill Dundee, but the referee in the ring as well.
I must say I was a little surprised by that, but this whole series of events has taken the wrestling world by such a surprise, and everyone is so shocked. I can't really blame referee Tony Falk for expressing his opinion to Eric Embry before it ever got started.
Well, I think Tojo Yamamoto has to be one of the smartest men in professional wrestling today to sway Eric Embry over to his connection. This man has obviously got some kind of Japanese ancestry, and he got Eric Embry to see the light and to come over and not only make his money, but to make another name for himself. It was you that turned your back on me!
Eric Embry admonishing the fans now. What has gotten into this man? I will say this too. I saw Tojo Yamamoto in a brand new Mercedes. Obviously the man has got some kind of money from somewhere, and to buy someone like Eric Embry, it's preposterous. It's absolutely preposterous.
I think common sense is what got into Eric Embry. Tojo Yamamoto obviously wants to get a stable of wrestlers. Obviously Eric Embry was the #1 man that he wanted to come to his side to get. He knew out of all the people that have been in Texas over the past 5 or 6 years, Eric Embry has definitely been the most influential, and Tojo Yamamoto came to him first of all and laid out his plans, and Eric Embry, being the sensational mind he is, obviously took Tojo up on his offer.
And Eric Embry showing the new strikes of his war game now, kicking at superstar Bill Dundee, and Dundee is down, and Embry follows it through with a fist to the head. I have always known and have watched Eric Embry throughout the years, and he is a tough competitor. He is a savvy fighter, but now he seems more vicious than ever before, Tom.
Well, I'll say this. When I first saw Eric Embry, I wasn't too sure what side of the gate the guy swung on, but now looking at him, there's been no doubt in my mind he's always been a tough competitor in and outside inside the ring as well. He's the kind of guy that will knock you in the mouth. He will stomp you when you're down. He'll kick you. He'll get a cheap shot. It's just now he's doing it for 5 times as much as he was before.
We're going to take a break away from this match. We've got a lot more action to come in this technical. Carrying the fight right to flamboyant Eric Embry, kicking at the head. A little bit of the eye for the eye and the tooth for the tooth syndrome.
Well, if you also notice, Tony Falk has not been admonishing Bill Dundee one bit in his repertoire, but earlier in the match, Falk was all over Eric Embry. Now tell me if this isn't prejudice.
Count of 2 quickly on Dundee as Embry went for the roll-up. And look at Dundee. The superstar Bill Dundee, when you get this little man mad, you have done something, because he is as big of an alley fighter as anybody 6'10" and 500 pounds. There's enough fight in that man to last 3 men. And Eric Embry, I think, realizes that at this point in the match. He's a little groggy as he comes to the floor as he receives instructions from his mentor, Tojo Yamamoto.
Well, that's an old cliche been used time and time again, but I'll say it for the 100,000th time. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's definitely the size of the fight in the dog when you're talking about someone like Bill Dundee. Here's a man who had to work his way up all through his life, fight larger, more meaner, more aggressive men, and he has made his way to the top, because at one time he was the Texas heavyweight champion. You cannot deny that, man.
And a body slam on the floor of the Sportatorium by Dundee on Eric Embry. Tojo Yamamoto shouting instructions at Eric. And I would think maybe now Eric may have some second thoughts about joining forces with Tojo Yamamoto, as right now he's a champion literally on the ropes.
Well, I'll tell you this, don't count Eric Embry out, because Bill Dundee ain't exactly the smartest guy in the world to get that close to the rope.
And Dundee belted into the pole here at ringside. Eric Embry closing in on the superstar. We've got to get out of the way here as Dundee head rammed into our desk here at ringside. I have lost Tom Pritchard, who was doing some commentating with me. Tom looks like a cheerleader over there. Embry and Dundee right in the middle of a fierce floor fight here at the Sportatorium. Dundee rolled back into the ring. Eric Embry back into the ring. I saw you over there cheerleading.
You notice that I didn't touch either man. You notice I could have, but I didn't touch either man. And as I was saying, Bill Dundee is not the smartest guy in the world who want to get out here on the floor and mix it up with Eric Embry.
It has been a brutal fight thus far in this match. Eric Embry, now the defending Texas heavyweight champion. Superstar Bill Dundee trying to regain the gold belt. And these two men obviously now developing a severe dislike for each other. And Dundee using his head literally against Eric Embry with headbutts to the jaw.
Well, Dundee and his family are very, very close. Back in Australia, his father used to walk him to school every day. You know why? Because they were in the same grade.
Dundee with a flying press off the ropes. A count of 2 was all he got. Dundee is incensed. Eric Embry backing up into the corner, want to make amends, but Dundee's not buying it. And now, here comes Gorgeous Gary Young. Wait a minute, what is this? Gorgeous Gary Young is Eric Embry's arch enemy.
Can you believe this? Is Tojo Yamamoto not the smartest man in professional wrestling? Here are 2 men, sworn enemies in professional wrestling for years and years. And here you have Tojo Yamamoto not only having Eric Embry, but he has now brought
Joe Travis comes to the rescue of superstar Bill Dundee.
Billy Joe Travis has no reason to be in the ring right now and interfere in a match for the Texas Heavyweight Championship.
Total shock and dismay. Not only that, we have an injured official in the ring. Referee Tony Falk is down. We're going to have to sort things out.